this is an example of law of cosine. So we have 10, 3, and 7 triangle. We're going to try to find an angle here. All right. Now remember I told you guys before, since it's not labeled, we could label it whatever we want. Let's say we're trying to find this angle here. Okay. Again, if this angle is C, then this will be C over here. If this is B, then this one will be over here. And this is A, this will be A over here. In this case, since we have this already set up, I'll say this is angle A. This has to be what? Lowercase a. Let's say if this is B, then this is what? Lowercase b. And let's say if this is C, then this is lowercase c. Correct? We're going to use the equation here. Alright? So the equation is lowercase a, which is 3 squared, is equal to b squared, which is 10 squared, plus c squared, which is 7 squared, is equal, it's not equal to, it's minus 2 times b 10 times c 3, 7, thank you for correcting me, cosine of a. Alright? Once we have this, notice that the only variable that we have is the uppercase a, which represents this angle. Now we just have to work it out, guys. This part right here is just the plugging in part. Now the working out part. Now, what's 3 squared? 9. What's 10 squared?
100.
7 squared?
49.
This is negative 2 times 10. Negative 20 times 7.
140.
Negative 140, right? We have negative 140 cosine A. So far, so good? Alright. Now, in this case here, you cannot combine this, this, and this. Why? Because this is attached to cosine. This is an example I want to give you because my last class did this. You can combine those two. Let's say if I rewrite a sentence, I'm going to make something up. Okay? If I give you 2 plus 3 plus 5x. This is multiplication, correct? Can you combine all three?
No.
You cannot. It's similar to this here. So this would be 5 plus 5x, right? We're doing the same thing here. Like last class thought they could combine this, this, and this. Cannot, but you can combine those two. Is everyone clear on that? So this will be 9 is equal to 149 minus 140 cosine A.
Wait,
What?
so you can't combine 149 and 140 because 140 is
It's combined to cosine of A. It's multiplication.
Alright.
But can you divide by?
That's, yes, we're going to get to that. Well, that's part of the next one. Well, right now, if we want to solve for A, we got to get rid of the number furthest away, which is the 149. How do you get rid of the 149?
Subtract.
So what you do to one side, you must do to the other. That will cancel out. This is negative 140 is equal to negative 140 cosine A. We good? Well, now this is multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? We divide negative 140 to both sides. This will cancel out. This will be 1 is equal to cosine of A. Well, remember, this is very important. If you're looking for an angle, you said it earlier over there. If you're looking for an angle, how do you solve for this angle? You take the inverse, right? The negative inverse. So this will be cosine negative 1 is equal to A. Which, like I said, I made these numbers up, so I'm not sure. What is it going to give me? So, just what? 1 second. It's actually 0. I didn't want that, but. So, in this case, I know. No.
Like this.
No, what? Oh, I know, right? This is a bad example here. So 1 is just 0. All right. But pretty much, this is how you do it. Let me go ahead and give you another example. Like I said, I made these numbers up in my head. Wasn't that good?
Also, Carolina's
wrong.
All right. So let's try another one.
That's actually in the book.
Yeah.
That might actually work.
Yeah. That's a 0 degree angle right there.
0.
Do we erase that? Wait, what is wrong?
I still don't understand on twos the
Yeah, but it's still not.
When you're solving for an angle,
There is
you
no
have to
0
use
degree.
the inverse.
So when you're solving for a side, you don't.
That's a 180.
That's right.
What?
No matter how
There's the
strict
door.
you are.
All right. Here goes one. Ready?
And when you're not, you don't.
I'll give you this one here. We have this triangle. 8.1, 7.2, 10.5. All right. So we're going to try to solve every single angle. So I'll go ahead and label it A, B,
C,
and C.
B.
A, B, and C. So again, I'm going to start off with angle A. All right. So again, I'll use A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. So we'll plug it in. A is 7.2 squared is equal to 10.5 squared plus
8.1 squared.
8.1 squared minus 2 times 10.5 times 8.1
Cosine of 8.
cosine of 8. So take the calculator. 7.2 squared 51.84. 10.5 squared 110.25 plus 8.1 squared 65.61 minus 2 times 10.5 times 8.1. This will be minus 17.01.
170.
Correct?
No, it's 170, not 17.
Is it one? Oh, my bad. You're right. 170.1. Thank you. So now we combine these two. This is 51.84 is equal to 175. 156, 628. Yeah, I messed up. 156, 628. That is 175.86.
Wait, how'd you get 40? This is what happens when you do mental math, Mr.
Minus 170.1 cosine A. So we subtract 175.86 to both sides. This will cancel out. 51.84 minus 175.86. 124.02 negative 124.02 is equal to negative 170.1 cosine A. So we're going to divide by negative 170.1. Negative 170.1. So this will give me divide 170.1 negative. This will give me 0.7291. So I'll take cosine negative 1.729 is equal to A. So from here, I'll just go ahead and do that. Second cosine, and we get A to be 43 degrees. Right there.
It worked.
Wait. Let me write this down,
Wait,
man.
Mr. Christine,
But he's
can
gonna
you
post
do
this on YouTube.
A equals to cosine negative 1?
Wait, aren't we gonna solve for the other angle?
So, but wait guys, shh. So in this case, once you have the first angle, you could use cosine again to find the second angle, or we could use the law of sine. So this will be what? Sine 43 degrees over 7.2 is equal to sine
A B
B,
over 10.5.
which is a whole lot faster.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and find.
Bro, you just covered up the rest of the math.
All right, so let's work this out in the calculator. I was gonna show you in the calculator, but we'll go ahead and do it. So we'll do 43 sine times 10.5 and divided by 7.2. Second sine. Yes. B is equal to, give me a second real quick, 84 degrees. This is
Yeah, then you can do that triangle.
exactly. So now the last one you could do is the triangle sum theorem,
It's 53.
which C is equal to what?
53.
And we're done. So notice, guys, that the first one was long, but then again, you went back in your toolbox, you used different tools, and got the rest of the answer. All right.
This is how to do it in the calculator. It's the A equals cos negative 1.
All right, one at a time, guys. Shh. What's the question?
How do you do, like in the calculator, how do you do A equals cos negative 1.729?
All right, let me show you because David told me I was covering it up. So here we go. So,
Write down now.
so here we go. If we take this here, all right, let's go back to this one here because I like. Remember I told you the more, guys, the more significant figures you have, the more precise your answer will be. So if I go back to this part here, look over here, look. If I go back to this part here, which is 124.02, and that was negative, right? Divided by 170.1 negative. This right here, cosine of A is 0.729100529. Well, from right here, if I'm going to take the inverse of this number, so push second, and then the cosine, and you get 43 degrees when you round it. So that's how I get the 43 degrees over here. All right?
I'll have to press second and then go
Yes. So now,
the negative 1 is?
now, what I did was I went back over here, and instead of using law of cosine,
Oh no, I get that part. I just need to know.
all right, so this is the law of sine over here that we applied, all
So
right?
then once you get that angle,
So the negative 1, Mr. Christine, is when you press second.
Yes.